This week, I eat a cheeseburger.
Oh my word, that is amazing.
Discover Missouri's hottest new acts.
Jimmy Fortune, Gene Watson, Daniel O'Donnell's playing. Look, they have a certain target audience who comes here.
And set off on a mission to find out why America's least used airport is, well, somewhere you wouldn't expect a least used airport to be.
Welcome to Minneapolis International Airport, and I'm here because I've got some good news. The FAA have released their latest set of passenger statistics, which means only one thing. America has a brand new least used airport to go and explore. Now today is the last shot I've got at getting to this year's least used airport because, well, today is the last flight of the year into this airport. Until next year now, there's no more flights. So I'm really hoping that we can get on the plane today and get down there. And it's a bit of a unique airport as well because it's not the sort of airport you'd traditionally think would be a least used airport, which is why it stood out to me, but I'll let you know a little bit more once we've got through TSA.
Now, I was pretty pleased to have my TSA pre-check today because the regular line was absolutely huge. Thankfully, I was able to skip to the front pretty quickly.
So I'm heading today to a place in Missouri called Branson. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, Branson, Missouri, that's not a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, it's a huge city. And, well, you'd probably be right, I've never been before, not quite sure what's there, but it did surprise me when I saw this airport pop up on the top of the least used airports list. And it surprised me even more when I realised that today is the last flight that you can actually take into there this year, period. There isn't another flight now until next summer to Branson, and this is the last one. And it's with a new airline. It's an airline I've not flown on before, so that'll be cool as well. We're off today on an airline called Sun Country, who are primarily a leisure airline based here out of Minneapolis in Minnesota, which is why we're up here today. So I'm going to get my lunch. I've got what is this? Pesto pasto roll from the machine over there, and yeah, we should be getting on board the plane pretty soon. And I made it to the gate. I'm not entirely sure how busy this flight is going to be today because obviously it's the last flight of the season in, but there's like an absolute ton of people here because there's like 6 flights going from 2 gates within the next 40 minutes or so, so who knows. We'll figure out once we get on board, I guess.
I wouldn't have too long to find out though because pretty soon it was time to start boarding.
Alright, Branson, let's go. I invite those who next trying to get down the jetway to board at this time. Follow my active military and my top.
Hi there.
Hey.
Thank you.
No, Mr. Noel.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi there.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Terrain, terrain.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hello. Okay.
Hi then, welcome on board Sun Country Airlines, who strangely are an airline I've never actually flown on before. They seem to have quite a unique route network over here. They fly everywhere in America, seemingly, as long as you want to go to Minneapolis. And really, that's kind of it. They're an ultra low cost, apparently, leisure airline. I know very little about them, I have to admit, but they do operate this flight today to Branson, Missouri, the last one of the year into Branson. I'm in row 4. There's quite a lot of legroom here. Just look at that. I think this is an extra legroom seat that I bought when I bought my ticket. It's quite nice. This is a 737-800. We've got power outlets down there, which is quite nice for a low-cost airline. I don't know if there's Wi-Fi as well on there. I can see something saying entertainment, so maybe there is. We'll look through that in a little bit. And a view, and this is my view out of the window. And I do have to admit, actually, this livery on this plane is a blue livery. It looks very much like Southwest, but their other livery they have on the orange and blue and white one that they have, it's a flipping nice livery. I do like that. Now, for a least used airport, this flight is actually surprisingly busy. It's really busy, actually. I mean, my row's not going to many people, but behind me there's loads of people, which is crazy because we're going to a least used airport. And not only that, but it's the last flight of the year to this least used airport as well. I mean, maybe it's least used because the flight only operates for a few months, but this is very strange for an airport that sees just as few passengers as this airport does. This plane is really busy, and yeah, we'll find out why when we get down there, I guess.
Eventually though, boarding was complete and it seemed I'd won the seatmate lottery and had an entire row to myself, which was pretty cool. The jet bridge was detached and we started our taxi out to the runway in Minneapolis. Today then took us south out of Minneapolis, crossing Iowa and Missouri with a cruising altitude today of 37,000 feet and a total flight time of 1 hour and 16 minutes. Alright, then we are airborne from Minneapolis, heading down to Branson, Missouri. They reckon about a 1 hour 20 minute flight today. That's not bad at all. So we should be there on time, even though we left a little bit late from Minneapolis. I've got loads of leg room, loads of space here because I'm the only one on the road, which is quite nice.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
Well, it's not very often I get to do a loo review on a least used airport video because usually the planes are so tiny that the only way you're going to go to the loo is to use a bottle, and I don't like to do reviews of that because it might get me demonetized. But this is the forward lavatory here on the Sun Country 737-800. This is what we're working with here. We've got a sink down here, pretty clean. We've got tissues and things, a nice toilet there. We've got some speaker there in case you want to listen to some mood music, I guess, while you're setting the mood for doing a number 2 or a number 1. We don't judge. And then here, baby changing table as well. So far so good. The service on this flight is pretty decent. I wouldn't call these an ultra low cost airline, to be honest. You get a drink service, you get a snack service. It's only an hour and 20 minute flight, so pretty decent so far. But I am looking forward to getting down there and seeing what this airport is, just what this airport's like down in Branson, Missouri.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
So here's the strangest thing about this least used airport video. Usually, when I'm heading to a least used airport, it's on a tiny little aeroplane, a little Cessna or a metro liner or something tiny like that, off to a little tiny town in the middle of nowhere, usually Montana, Nebraska. But where we're heading today isn't a tiny town. Branson is quite a big city, and it's quite a big tourist destination as well. And this isn't a tiny plane, this isn't a metro liner or a Cessna, and that's what makes this feel so surreal, that we're heading to this airport on a huge plane like this that doesn't see any passengers. I can't wait to see what it's like when we get down there. Alright, then we've started our descent down into Branson, the last commercial flight landing into Branson of 2024. Let's enjoy this. As we started our approach into Branson, Missouri, well, the first thing that struck my mind as I looked out of the window was just how pretty and beautiful this part of the world is. Branson's in the heart of the Ozark Mountains, which covers most of southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. As we came in over the rolling hills, it soon became clear why so many people come to this part of the world. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Welcome to Branson, where the local time is 6:50 p.m.
Pulling onto the stand at Branson is, well, interesting. There's only enough room for one aircraft on the parking stand, and with no jet bridges, you get to disembark the plane directly onto the ramp. It's not often you get to do this in America, at least from something as big as a Boeing 737, so it felt pretty cool, and loads of people were taking photos as we entered the beautiful terminal building here.
Oh, what an absolutely incredible airport this is. Look at this. It's like an old saloon. We've got the general store over there, the White River Hotel, airport diner, Henry Sullinger's saloon over there. Look at that. Look. Goldie's Sawmill over there. This place is epic. I love it. Why is it the least used? It's incredible. Certainly beats the terminal at Havre, Montana, doesn't it? No offence, Havre, Montana, but this is lovely.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you very
There you
much.
go, no problem.
Once you get through to the check-in area, the hunting lodge theme continues, and there's even stag's heads up on the walls.
Hi there, welcome to the least used airport in the United States in 2023, Branson, Missouri. This is it now for the year. All these guys go home. The airport doesn't open again until next year. Last year, in 2023, this airport had a total of 2,596 passenger enplanements. That's people getting on planes. That is lower than Havre, Montana, which had 2,900, and it's still lower than the new second least used airport, which is Glasgow, Montana, with 2,800. This airport last year, effectively, to put that into perspective, had 7 passengers a day on average across the course of the year. And that's it. It opened in 2008. It's a brand new airport, pretty much. It was served initially by AirTran. Back in the day, Delta have flown here to Atlanta. Frontier were a massive user of this airport for a long time. Loads of other airlines have come and gone over the years as well. Frontier being the last one, they flew to Denver up until 2022, and then they pulled out, leaving just Sun Country with their 1 flight a week for 3 months of the year here into Branson, Missouri. What a beautiful airport this is as well. Isn't it a shame? It's the least used, and it's just going to sit empty now until presumably next year, when Sun Country start again, if they start again. Who knows? Nobody's announced anything yet. We're a year off that yet. It's just crazy. And to put it into perspective as well, the year before Frontier pulled out, this airport had 6,200 passengers. So that's a drop of 58% year on year, thanks to Frontier pulling out and leaving Sun Country here. Such a shame. This place is lovely. Right, so I've rented a car to take me into Branson to see just what is here and just why nobody is flying into Branson Airport. I've heard that Branson is a bit of a tourist spot, so why is nobody flying in here? It's baffling me, really. So let's go through this beautiful scenery and this beautiful countryside that we're going through at the minute, and let's take a drive into Branson and figure out just why nobody's flying to this amazing new airport. So welcome to downtown Branson, Missouri. This is my hotel, by the way. Usually when I come to a least used airport, it's a little motel or something in the middle of nowhere that's probably not seen its best days since like the 1950s or something. But look at this place. I think this is the tallest building in Branson. I'm going to check in there in a little while. I'm going to have, before we lose the light, I'm going to have a little wander around and see what there is to do here in Branson, Missouri. Now I do remember Branson, Missouri actually appeared in The Simpsons once. That's the only time I'd ever heard of it before now. And it's when Bart and his friends come on a road trip and they end up seeing Andy Williams live in concert.
What is this place? Branson, Missouri. My dad says it's like Vegas if it were run by Ned Flanders.
It's a family-friendly resort, let's just say. Would you look at this, look. There's a train. Branson Scenic Railway. Gorgeous old train. I wonder if this is why people aren't taking the plane in, because they're taking this train. I don't know. That looks nice. It looks like it does. The timetable, it has like two rides a day or something. They have a certain target audience who comes here, a certain demographic come on vacation here in Branson, Missouri. I'm not going to say much about that, but I'm just going to look at the poster here of who's playing at the casino. Well, it's not really a casino, is it? It's the Mansion Theatre. We've got Jimmy Fortune, Gene Watson, Bellamy Brothers. Oh yeah, they were good back in the day, weren't they? Daniel O'Donnell's playing, look. The Gatlin Brothers, wow. Yeah, that's the sort of artist that you get here in Branson, Missouri. You don't exactly get big rock stars or anything like that aimed at young people. This is quite an older person's place to visit, really. And that's okay. It's quite nice. Oh, this is nice down here. This is like a town square area. Look at this. What's this down here? We've got like a fountain show going on down here. We can go and watch the fountains by the river. Let's go and watch the fountains. Isn't this lovely? This is the White River that runs through the centre of Branson, Missouri. Oh, look, they're doing zip lining over there. Look at that. Is that zip lining or something? It's like a cable car. How cool is that? My question is, why is that airport there that we just flew into so quiet? Why does nobody else fly in there? Why does it see so few passengers? And really, I guess the answer is that although Branson's a big tourist town, most of the tourists that come in here do so by road. They come in on road trips. They stop here either on the way somewhere else, or they come here on a road trip just to come to Branson. And that would probably explain it. As much as there's an airport there bringing people in, it's not really the sort of place that people come for a night out or for a weekend away generally. Even if they did, they could fly into Springfield Airport, which is just up the road and has like a ton more flights. Every major airline flies into Springfield, Missouri. And that's exactly how I'm getting out of here tomorrow as well, from Springfield. But it's just such a lovely little town, isn't it? Isn't it a shame that the airport isn't busier? Guy Fieri's got a place here as well. Shall we go in there for dinner? Hi there, you have a table for one available? So I thought I'd pop in here after all. This Guy Fieri's place. He's the guy who did Diners, Drive-In and Dives on TV, if you've ever seen it. Some amazing stuff on the menu. I'm thinking I'm going to go for the Mac Daddy Buffalo Chicken. That sounds amazing. So let's go for that. And let's have a local beer as well. A Columbia, Missouri beer. Let's do that. Thank you. Ooh. That's really nice. It's a local IPA. Very good. I have to say, this looks absolutely amazing. This is a Mac Daddy burger, Mac Daddy Buffalo Chicken or something. I don't know why I'm picking up my knife and fork. Thank you. Let's get tucked in. We've got mac and cheese, all sorts in here. Oh, nice. Oh my word, that is amazing. Holy wow. Oh, well, that certainly beat a pot noodle in Havre, Montana, didn't it? That was amazing. Wow. This is a really nice place, actually. I have to say, slightly embarrassed to admit that I actually love this place. I wasn't expecting a lot based on the Simpsons sort of recommendation of it that I saw all those years ago, but I could see we're bringing the family here. It's really nice. Amazing spot for a vacation. Quite family friendly too, which is nice, but not in a really sort of chintzy sort of way. Anyway, let's go to my hotel and see what it's like. Right, this is me right next to the elevator. Grr. That means I'm going to be kept up by that noise all night, but never mind. Let's go and check out what the room's like. Ooh. All right, this is the Hilton Conference Center in Branson, Missouri. Wow, this is quite nice. Let's put some lights on. So first of all, we've got a toilet in here. There we go. There's my loo. It's like a living room just here. Big massive TV. Look at this, look. Kitchen, dining area. What the heck? This is a Hilton. What on earth? How have I wound up in this place? Crikey. I think they must have upgraded my room or something. There is my view out over downtown Branson, Missouri. Let's go and have a look at the bedroom. Goodness, look at the size of this room. I'm here for one night. I leave in the morning. This is crazy. That's a frustrating thing. You know when they upgrade you in a hotel and they give you a really nice upgrade, but actually you've only got a very short stay. I'll have a walk into the bedroom. Jeez, I mean, the bedroom on its own is the size of most hotel rooms. What is this place? Wow. Okay, well, this is a nice place for a Hilton. Anyway, this is really nice. Got a bathroom here. What's in here? That's the same as my kitchen worktop at home. That is beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful marble. We've got a bathtub, a big shower, toilet in there, another toilet. That's two toilets. The thing about this room is as well, there's one bed, one king size bed. So you've got two people in this room at any one time. Just look at this. Insane, insane. And yet, despite all of that, you still get your crappy little coffee maker with your paper cups. I'm going to try and get some rest because in the morning I am taking a flight out of here. Obviously not out of Branson Airport because that's shut now for almost a year as we approach the end of the season, but I'm going to the airport where other people fly in and out of when they come into Branson, Missouri. Well, good morning from the beautiful bright lights of Branson, Missouri. I've just found out this morning my hotel also has this amazing balcony outside my room with amazing views of downtown Branson and the river behind it, the hills over there. What an absolutely amazing place this is. I love this place. It's so cool. But sadly, I can't stick around because today I've got to head back home. And to do that, of course, I can't fly from Branson Airport because it's closed now, no more commercial flights until next year. I've got to take a drive to the next nearest airport to Branson, which is about an hour's drive away. So let's go and get in the car and we'll find out where else you can fly from to get here into Branson. Right then, so we're on the road now heading to Springfield, Missouri, which is the airport that you would usually fly in and out of to get to Branson, but it's about an hour-long drive from here, which again proves that people aren't really flying to Branson, Missouri. Most people, as I mentioned last night, well, they come on buses and things and they take road trips over here. Not many people tend to just fly in and have some time here and then fly out again. But if you do want to fly out of Branson, well, there's no flights to the main Branson airport, well, we have to take a road trip now, and it's about an hour away to Springfield, Missouri, where I'm going to get my flight back to Houston. All right, welcome to Springfield Branson Airport here at Springfield, Missouri. The clue's in the name, really. They call it Springfield Branson Airport because it serves Springfield and Branson, but it's about an hour-long drive from there to here. So it's been a bit of a trek up here this morning, but I've dropped the car off and I've got to fly out of here now back to Houston with United. So let's go and get through security, get the keys dropped off of the car, of course. We don't want to be taking them home with us. And yeah, let's get back home. All right, inside the terminal here, as you can see, United Airlines send their best planes over here to Springfield, with it being a tiny airport. I need to find out how you get through. There's another one over there, like a little biplane thing over there as well. I'm kind of half joking, but United don't send their biggest, shiniest planes. I think it's an Embraer we've got today, a little regional jet. And that's all you get here. Same for all of the airlines here, really. They just send the little regionals here, and that's it. So let's go and jump on our little Embraer, I think, across to Houston. All right, so airside here at Springfield Airport. It's quite a nice little airport, actually. Typical of the little regional airports you get here in the States. There's like 5 gates. And Delta, United and American all have their regional flights going to their main hubs to feed people into all their destinations, really. And Allegiant Airlines as well. Didn't realise they flew from here. They've just left on a Las Vegas flight as well, which is pretty cool. There's not a lot here airside, just a little cafe, and that's pretty much it. So 2 hours to run until the flight, but hey, at least we're here, and we're here on time. And so my plane is here to take me back to Houston. It's an interesting plane for me. It's an Embraer 145, but it's a 145XR, which is a type I didn't know existed, but it's got winglets on it. And most Embraers 145s don't have the winglets. And in a move that some would consider brave, more people will consider stupid, I've decided to do an update for some reason on my phone, and my boarding pass is only on my phone. So yeah, hopefully that update completes. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, you can install it now, but we're boarding in like 20 minutes and I've got no phone. Interesting.
Eventually though, and thankfully, my phone update completed in time for boarding my flight back to Houston.
Thank you, Mr. Noel.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
Thank you. Hi there. Thank you.
Pretty soon the doors were closed, we pushed back from the gate and got off on our way for our flight back down to Houston, Texas. One thing I did find interesting was that the pilots did a short field takeoff here at Springfield, where they power up on the brakes and then release the brakes. It's always a really cool way to take off. used airports that I've been to in America. And by that I mean all three of them. I think Branson has to certainly be one of my favourites, if not my favourite. It's an amazing airport, quite a really, really nice town to visit as well. It's just a shame that it sees so few people passing through it. An amazing airport like that deserves to have so many more people going through it. And the town of Branson as well, it's so nice. I'm definitely going to be heading back there at some point with the family. Maybe not by plane, maybe we'll drive up there like everybody else that seems to go there where they don't take the plane. But there's so much cool stuff to do up there, and I can't wait to get back there one day.
I always love it when I get to visit places that genuinely surprise me, and Branson was no exception. It might have a reputation for being a little bit chintzy, but I really enjoyed it and definitely hope to be back there soon. Well, once we've done Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, of course.
I'd like to be the first to welcome you to Houston, where the local time is 4:40.
Alright, welcome back to Houston. This is Terminal B, and you've perhaps not seen this in any of my videos before because I've not filmed anything, I don't think, into here before, but this is where United's regional flights come into here in Houston. It's connected to the other terminals for the little train, but if you get United Express into Houston, these are the gates you go from. There we go, another year, another least used airport done. It's a bit warm and steamy as usual here in Houston, but anyway, let me know what you thought to the least used airport in America down in the comments. And again, thank you so much for watching. As always, take care and be kind, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.